Yeah. You know what time it is. Turn the volume up. Let's go. Fresh out the gate, yeah, we're leveling the floor. Whatever you were seeking, now you're getting even more. From the hustle to the heart, yeah, we breaking down the walls. It's the talk of the town every time the mic calls. No filters, no fakes, just the rhythm and the truth. Bringing all the fire from the booth to the youth. Plugged in your headphones, locked in the zone. The biggest conversation that you've ever known. You're locked in. This is a sport about it. Let's get it!
What up? What up? What is going on? That's right. It's time to let's sport about it. And guess what? I am back. I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. And I'm with my compadre that he on vacation and all whatever he been doing. But does that team of his is doing real good? We're gonna talk about it. What up, Dabo? What up, Dabo? What up, big dog?
Look, football season is over. As I'm done with that, and my squad is doing their thing. What up? Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about this.
Oh my goodness. We are about to sport about it as we do, like always. So we got a few things going on. We're gonna talk about some of the things going on in the NBA, these trades, this craziness. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Do it on TikTok and follow us. Do it on Instagram. Remember, it's Let's Sport About _pod. But make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Spotify because we got a lot. And I got some comments. Hey, y'all, Cincy Mac, I heard you talking on TikTok. I'm gonna talk to you at the end of the show. I gotta respond to your post there. I gotta respond to your Mashawn, I gotta respond to your post. We got something to say about what y'all got to say about those teams that y'all fans of. You know what I mean? So let's get into it real quick. Dabo, what up, man? How you been, dog? What's on your brain? What is on your brain? What's been eating at you so much lately that you just like, damn, these teams stripping. What's up, man? What's going on?
You know, when it comes to basketball, the thing that's been triggering for me the most is these trades with these injured players. And then lo and behold, what happens today? Jared Jackson out for the season. You gotta be kidding me, man. We wouldn't have saw this 10 years ago. Whatever happened to the player couldn't be traded when he was injured?
Man, they got to pass the physical.
Right. And now the physical is after you get traded, and then whatever happens with that team that you're stuck with it.
Well, you got to remember, last year the Lakers rescinded a trade for the center, because they said he couldn't pass the physical, but he balled out the rest of the season, which is crazy. I don't know what physical he didn't pass. I'm starting to think that the GM said, I don't want him, and they decided not to keep him because that's all I can think about. But there ain't no way they shouldn't have kept, what was it, Mark? They shouldn't have kept him over there. Like, but yeah, look, that Jaren Jackson thing that came out, I was like, season-ending injury with growth on his knee. I said,
Right.
what? I'm
Right.
like, you gotta know that was there this whole time.
You knew.
Well, why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think that's happening?
You know, I was talking to one of my buddies, and he said it best, man. The old commissioner would have never let this happen, man. This would have never went down, man, and now it's allowed to go down, and it just blows my mind. It's just, I think teams now, they're okay with it because they have other alternatives in mind. And it could be, for instance, Kristaps Porzingis, who has been injured all year, bro. He's been out all year, but he gets traded to Golden State. Now I know Golden State hopes he can play and hopes he can do big things for them. If he does, that'll be awesome. But at the same time, they have to be thinking in the back of their mind is, look, we've made this trade. If it doesn't work out, he's out of here. And that's the way I'm thinking they're thinking. If it doesn't work out, he's out of here. Because I see no other reason for you to give up assets and, things like that, unless you saying, we can cut this line, let the bait drop in the water, and the fish can have it. You know what I mean? Basically, if it don't work. If they're not biting, I'm gonna cut this line and let them have it.
I don't know. Hot take
Let's
coming
sport about
in.
it.
I don't know about that one, Divo. You know what I think? Look at the Wizards, right? The Wizards gave up all this capital for 2 injured players. They can be stars in AD and Trey, right? But they ain't playing this year. They looking at next year and the draft as well. So they can get a top pick and they got these 2 perennial all-stars that to fill out their team, right? And then I think it has a lot to do with that thing called tanking. Look, when it comes down to it, man, the only league that really kinda has it right with the tanking thing is the NBA, right? It's the NBA because they got this draft lottery and you gotta, you gotta fall right. Like, just because you got the worst record don't mean you're gonna get the top pick. However, when y'all make all these trades and do all this stuff and you got this protected pick, you damn sure ain't gonna try to win. You wanna get into the top 8, top 5 so you don't lose your draft pick. And it's I don't know, man. I look at the only team right now when I look at Golden State, I can't they're trying to win in Steph's window, right? They wanna win in Steph's window. I think they made a play. I'll trust their front office. I really do. I trust their front office, and they made a play to try to get somebody that can help. They wanted Giannis. We all know that. That was a big play. They were willing to give him Draymond for it, but it didn't work out. But I think that maybe they know something about Kristaps Porzingis that we just don't know because if he plays, I think he could be a good fit for the Warriors. I think
This
he
man ain't
can.
this man ain't played a full season in what, 5 years?
Hey,
What does he average? 50 something games a season?
you need 30. That's all you need is 30.
And I agree to that. And the same thing with AD, man. You're talking about players with a history of injuries, man. Those are the ones that disturb me the most. Hey, Trey Young, we know he wasn't happening in Atlanta. We all knew he was out of there.
Right,
That was
right,
gonna
right.
happen. He was injured, really ain't had no playing time. He's young.
Yeah,
He's a younger player. Well, not too young anymore, but he's a younger player, with all considered. So, he may come back from this and be okay. But how much time are you really gonna get out of AD? How much time are you really gonna get out of Porzingis, man? Those two, they don't got a whole bunch of years in front of them. To
man,
me,
look.
it's a noun thing, but they can't play now. So it's
Well,
odd.
The Warriors are different. I mean, not the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors are different, but the Wizards are different. Like, I don't know. AD, I'm a fan of AD. Even though he's street clothes, Davis. I get it. Street clothes Davis, always on the sideline. I'm a Laker fan, as we all know, right? And what
Sorry to
happens
hear
is
that.
I know you are, but guess what? I don't know when the last time y'all won a chip was. Can you remember what, 72? 72? Jesus,
Oh
goodness
yeah,
gracious.
I was still in my dad's nuts.
Exactly. It's funny you say that about that. I always tell my son when I joke, and my wife may get mad at me. I said, "Hey, son, I carried you first." but
100%.
but check it out, man. It's one of those situations that he is the reason why the Lakers won a title. He's that good. Like, he's that I thought he was gonna be good in Dallas. It sucks that he gets hurt so much. It sucks that him, Kyrie, Cooper Flag, they didn't get a chance to play one game together. It's a lot, right? And you can't help Mr. Glass, right? But what I can say on the other side of things is that like Jackson, like Memphis they just gave up the ghost. They just, they wanted to get rid of Ja Morant. I heard something the other day, a little outside of what we talked about earlier in the pre-pod, but I heard, and I think I sent it to you, and I believe it. Dylan Brooks is the go factor on a lot of teams, and maybe he was that go factor for Memphis because Memphis was a top team when he was there, and they ain't no more. But now you got other teams. Every team that get him, they seem to win. As annoying as he seems to make it happen. Like he'll sit there and look
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, you need that on a team, and you need that player on a team that's gonna get in your face, and man, you need that player on a team that's feisty, and he's that player, man. I like it. That's one thing I like about when the Knicks picked up Jose is, man, he's feisty. You
Ooh,
need to have
Alvarado.
somebody on your team that's feisty, man, and we got him.
He
Each
bought
team
out
needs that, man, and
at
each
eight
team
threes yesterday.
he went crazy yesterday, man. Oh, this third game, and he started to relax. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. But yeah, that's how I feel Dylan Brooks is. He's that X factor. He's that one player that you know what he's gonna do the dirty work. He's a Draymond Green type of player. You know what I mean? And you know it's good to have him on the team. You don't have to have three of them. You just need one good one. That's all you need.
He is a Draymond Green type, but Draymond Green can be annoying at point too, with his
Yeah,
having to talk, and do extra stuff. Like Dylan just get it done by doing it, then he'll walk around and just bump
right.
you. He don't do all the extra technicals from talking and yelling at every single ref and think he repping the game, coaching the game, GMing the game. Talking to Adam Silvertall, who can play in the All-Star game. Let's not get on Draymond because Draymond, he like Micah Parsons to me. You want to be in everything at the same time, and I don't know. I mean, I'm good accomplishment, Draymond. You've done great. You've had a great career. I think you're a Hall of Famer. I just think sometimes you get annoying, bro. I know you look at you sometime. I know your kids be like, Dad, Dad. You know what I mean? So, but the Utah Jazz, bro, like they're talking about investigating the level of tanking that they're doing. Like we talked about these injuries
It's
with the
real.
tanking, but the Jazz are literally in close games and sitting their starters in the fourth
Mhm.
quarter,
Yeah.
not making people available. Just it just what is what I don't understand how these well, first of all, these players, I know they're getting paid, but the days of Kobe are over, brother. The days of
100%.
Kobe Bean Bryant are over. People, hey, it just seems like competitiveness has left the building.
You
The
know
people that
what?
just wanna fight.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. The fact that they're tanking the way they are, man. Let me tell you right now, David Stern is rolling over in his grave because the NBA is not in the condition he left it in.
No, it's not.
And you know what? People say they had a lot of things about David Stern, but let me tell you, man, the NBA was a whole different NBA than what it is today. He would have all this tanking, uh, what we just talked about, these trades with injury, all of this stuff, man, would have never went on when David Stern was commissioner, man. And it's just crazy. And I know each commissioner does their own thing because they see the NBA taking different directions. It's a corporation. You know, it's ran like a corporation, and we get it. You know what I mean? We get that, but it's the fact that what happens now wouldn't have happened back then. That's why it's so hard for us because we're older and we knew what the NBA was like under David Stern versus what it's like now, man. And to see the things that's going on to me, it's just mind boggling. I mean, but that's the new. We're gonna call it. This is the new NBA. That's what I'm calling
Yeah,
it. This is the new
it
NBA.
is a new NBA, but at the same time, the viewership has dropped in different areas. A lot of things have gone on. KG said it best. He said LeBron ruined the All-Star game and stuff like that when he didn't go at Kobe and they didn't, they didn't take it on like they did. Everybody else would have done back in the day, and it's the friend era. It's a sad situation to look at the game as it is today and wonder like what is going on? What happened to that competitive fire? Your brother had sent the message out when they got into that fight, and he said, "I like it because the players they're feisty. They want to get at it." It's like I can't stand you now. I want to go play with you. I don't know, man. Stern did. It's like this, man. It's like WWF/E, right? The heyday was when Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Triple H, and all this. The heyday. Everybody watched from when you're a kid, you watching, and when you're an adult, you watching. Think about nostalgia of all this stuff. You got all these celebrity wrestlers in there, and they're not PC with the jokes and all that stuff. They real with it, and you got the NBA and the time of the heyday when the most competitive games and the feistiness and all that's going on, and then you got what's going on now. Like what are we doing? Everything is, what are we doing here? This is crap. What product are you putting out there? You're hoping that people will watch because they're just used to it. But honestly, man, honestly, it ain't too many games you're compelled to watch. You don't even like because you don't even, you can start watching a game thinking it's a good game right now, and then first quarter, Lakers down by 30. What? How you get down by 30 in the first? I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but come on, man.
It was pretty much to that.
Whoopi went out and like 7 minutes, 25 points. Did he do what? Like y'all got no heart. Nobody's gonna go foul him. Nobody's gonna just say you ain't gonna do this to me. You know what I mean? Like it ain't gonna happen. It's very, very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating to see that. And then real quick, when you see like when the season started, I was happy to see the Lakers playing the way that they were. Defense is playing, offense is playing, the game. Oh, it's gonna be a good season. And then all the drama happened. And then you get like you want these storylines. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's like you want to just have a competitive team that's out there playing on both sides of the ball. Like I'm be honest, the Knicks are playing on both sides of the ball. Look, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you because you got a chance. They're saying now I don't know because Cleveland made a big play talking about trade. They saying that the Knicks are like the favorite to come out of the East, right? But the other favorite over there is that team in Ohio, Cleveland, where I'm hoping that one of our players, that played for my team this year goes back to next year and then have his farewell swan song. But anyways, yeah. What you got with them, man? How they look? They
Bring
gonna be all right.
bring them on, man. Look, you know what? The Knicks are a combination of one of the top defensive teams in the league and the top offensive teams in the league. That's a good combination to have. We hold a lot of teams. Ain't too many teams scoring over 100 points on us, but we putting up a
Mm.
whole lot of points. That's a good combination to have.
Hey, man, we were talking about the other day. We can just chat about it. Like you got a good leader. You got a good leader. I ain't talking about Mike Brown. I ain't talking about him. Mm-mm. I'm talking about Jalen Brunson. I'm talking about Brunson. Man, I'm a fan. I'm a
Yeah,
fan of his. Sheesh, like,
you and me both, man. You know what? When we had that little spread, I think we went like 4-5 or something. Like it was something crazy. We lost like 6. It was something crazy. He called a team meeting. You hear about this all the time. Players calling team meetings. Jalen Brunson called a team meeting and basically told them, "Get your shit together."
mm,
And when they came back, they went on a 9-game winning streak. That's
hey,
talking with action. That's what that is.
and doing it. He went out there one game. I saw he's never had a triple double. I didn't know that about him. I didn't know he never had a triple double. I mean, I can he's a small guard, probably won't get a lot of rebounds, right? I get it. It would have to be like it's very few people that are Russell Westbrook like that can go out there and snatch that thing regardless. They're very athletic. Jalen Brunson is not the most athletic player. He's very cerebral. He's very, tactical and stuff like that. He's very crafty, but he's not the most athletic. So I could see why he wouldn't give it. So, but he had that game. He was missing. He was like, I think at one point I looked in, it was like 4 for 14, something like that. And then he finished the game strong, closed out, and they won the game. And it was just blurred. Like I look at him, and then you hear these stories, right? You hear these stories about him talking about, I don't want to my own signature. Like, I don't want my thing to shoot. And anybody knows me knows that I'm a clear cut. You look at any picture of my background, you look at jerseys, anything over here, I'm a Kobe guy. You say anything about Kobe shit, I'm melt. Yeah, okay, okay, all right, I'm good. But he just basically he said, just let me wear Kobe's for the rest of my career. Like he just pays tribute to the great, right? And he don't need that distraction. Like some people want that distraction. That dude, when you told me, Dabo, and when he was talking about taking less money, I was like, "Yeah, but somebody else may get the money and it may not work out because he won't take, but somebody else will. I like what he did, but I feel somebody else is gonna be like, I ain't giving it up." You know what I mean? But he set the culture there and they're not. Like their players are coming in, taking a little bit off the top to have a better team. And I
Yeah,
respect it. I
yeah.
respect it.
All starts at the top, man. We got to. Hey, when you got a good leader, man, he's El Jefe of the team. When you got a good leader, everybody else kind of falls in behind him, man. And I like the way everybody. I don't want to say that they fall in behind him because I don't think he's that type of leader. I think he's that type of leader that brings them with them, and and
Mhm.
and that makes a big difference.
He seems fun. He seems like he's fun to be around, but I think we were talking about it. He's that player, and Imma say this over here. Pay attention now. Some people have it and some people don't. Some people have it and some people don't. And what I mean by have it is that some people are able to really turn it on when they need to turn it on. That is the ultimate closer right there. Like he will shut it down. You know what I mean? And that he has Mamba mentality for real, for real. and when he needs to, like, get him the ball. Like, you got all these other players, like, I know, like, Jason Tatum is coming back from injury, right? Which is crazy. Like, he's coming back quick. Like, he's early on it.
Yeah, I saw him on the G League warming up and
Yeah,
everything the other
man.
day.
It's like, sheesh. And he's a Kobe guy, right? He's a Kobe guy. He liked him and everything, but he's not a Kobe guy. He's not Brunson like Kobe guy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's interesting when it comes down to that because, we just have to touch base with that and make sure. What do you think? Do you think Wemby's gonna be who Wemby is gonna be in this league if he stays healthy? Because he looks
Is that Wemby is one of those players we talked about. Everybody's talked about it. He comes along every so often, man.
Mhm.
Wemby is what everybody thought Porzingis was going to be, but Wemby is really that guy. That guy is
Mm.
a serious threat, man. And I like it because the kid, you can tell he's humble, but at the same time, when he steps on that court, there's no friends. It's me being me, and I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. If I gotta step inside, I'm gonna step inside, and he's okay with that. If I gotta play
He
out,
said it.
if I got the shot on the outside, I'm gonna take the shot on the outside. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna play offense. He's gonna play half court. He's gonna play full court. For a big man doing that, that's a lot, man. That is a lot, and you don't see that often. I hope he has a longevity because I think they are definitely built to win some championships. I was
They
a
they
little
have
like everybody else. I was shook when Castle got hurt the other day, but man, they are built to win some championships. And the thing is, man, they're young. They're very young. So that's a dangerous formula over there.
they got players on players over there, man. They
Yeah.
got young they draft well, they scouted well, and Wemby just sitting there saying, "I got it. Yep, I wanna
Mhm.
be great. Don't worry about it." It's just the health. Like, you don't see players that tall stay healthy.
I agree.
Like,
Right.
it has to be some type of thing going on that can be tracked because not many people are that big. So there's some certain things that they gotta go through that other people don't. They heart's working more than anybody. Our blood gotta go through all 7 foot whatever of that body. See what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on. Who knows what his blood pressure is like, his condition. You worry about those clots. You worry about the health is a big thing for players. Like, so I pray that because I just want to see it. I just want to see him just shine the way now he's in the
I agree.
West. So I really don't want to see him beating up the Lakers like that. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But I do get it. You know what I mean? I definitely get it, and I see. But we got a lot of basketball talk about late coming up, man. Like, what other thought do you have real quick on this basketball thing, Dabo? Because I know we hit them. Now, next episode, we're gonna talk a little bit more about post All Star game or pre All Star game. To what's going on with it. I know right now it's Thursday, so we probably be talking to you guys after the weekend, maybe Sunday night. But that's a little All-Star Game's a little weird this year, man. Like, that goes back to the whole competitive lack thereof. They gotta make up some gimmick. It's almost like it's at the point where it's like the Pro Bowl for football. Get
Oh
rid of
my God. Please don't talk about it.
it. Just get rid of this. Because if this is the All-Star game that we getting, that's crazy. Nick Wright. Nick Wright said something. He said, "We're not gonna go PG no more." I don't know if I said it to you. He said, "Maybe to get the All-Star game better, we need to go all the black players versus the white players." That's what Nick Wright said. He said,
That
"Maybe
is
to get to
funny.
that." He said, "Then you got this, and then you'll have people in tune and watching, and people try to,
That is funny.
I was like, that's crazy. Like, to think that you gotta come up with these gimmicks because the players just not playing."
Yeah. That's it, man. The players just aren't playing. Maybe they need to. I don't know. The end season tournament, they put a good salary on that. Maybe they need to put a good salary on the All Star game. Something to give them the initiative to want to go out there and actually play. I
What
know you hear
what
people
kinda
talk
hold
about
on,
we don't want to
Dabo.
get
What
injured.
kinda salary could you put on that All-Star game when the players that are in the All-Star game make 150, $200 million? Like, what
I,
you gonna give them?
I don't know. It has to be something extra. Hey, the winning team, you're going to get 20. You're going to get this much more versus that much more. I don't know what they got to do, but they definitely got to do something different. To me, to be honest with you, I think it would be better off if they did it at the end of the season, like football. Um, Maybe a week after. The season was over. Then you have an All-Star game. I think you have players more inclined to actually do something because right now, I don't care what nobody says. A lot of players in their head is, they're thinking, I don't want to get injured. You know what I mean? I can't afford to get injured going into that second half. And they have to be thinking that. And I'm okay with that. And I understand that. You know what I mean? I would lose my mind if for some reason Jalen Brunson go out there, play the All-Star game and got a soft tissue injury. I would lose it as a fan.
But we're acting like this is new with the All-Star game. The lack of competition is new, but this has been going on for a long time. They used to back in the day, they used to play in the first 3 quarters, they just kinda having fun, not
Mhm.
like now where they just open up door, but just not as hard. And,
Right.
you play ball at the rec center, you play ball in leagues, stuff like that. People know how to play basketball, know how to play without hurting somebody. We know how to do that. You can be competitive. But what happened was it completely went away. Now they're doing ole, 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 letting everybody go by and having a dunk contest in the middle of the first quarter with 2 minutes gone off the clock is stupid. And nobody wanted to shooting a three, running back shooting three, 10 threes bricked in a row. Come on, man. Like that's
Yeah.
another story.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
got to figure something out. Go look at the WNBA. They actually had a decent All-Star game. Go look at them women, see what they did.
They want to compete. They want you know what I think? I really think that the winning all-star team like baseball did this. The team that wins the all-star game gets home field advantage in the playoff. Like,
It's something that needs to be done.
you know? But we gotta move on with that real quick. Hey, real quick, we wanna go ahead and, respond to y'all fans of the pod. Yeah, we got some things to say. Now, these responses were regarding football, and we're gonna talk about that. We got a lot of responses gonna be around basketball, we got other stuff, football, and we got talks and everything. But there's a few people that wanted to say something, and, um, we wanna respond to that. So, the first one we gotta respond to is from Cincy Mac. Hey, you talking about the Browns, bro. I told you I was gonna respond to you on it. Listen, you said not with that coach that the Browns will not make the playoffs. Listen, at the end of the day, you want a coach that's familiar or that wants your quarterback. This guy wants that quarterback. At least he's saying it out loud. And if that's the case, then the quarterback is going to play free. And the difference in any sport, in any life, in any job, in anything you do, the difference between good and great is confidence. And if someone's giving you confidence, trust and believe that something's gonna come from that. Their defense was top notch, as we know. If their offense can have more up and down the field plays and less 3 and outs, trust and believe Cleveland is gonna be wrecking somebody. They had some upsets this year, and they wasn't supposed to win nothing, and they did. So just that's just for you, Cincy Mac. That's just for
I,
you.
real quick on that, and I know I wouldn't go, but you're actually right, man. 'Cause, you said something that's important is confidence. You got a coach that's coming in there with confidence as quarterback, and you have a quarterback that have a lot of confidence in himself, man. And
Mm,
folks got to remember this coach was one of the ones that wanted to draft Shador, and that's important to know, man, because first of all, he went to draft Shador, which he believes in Shador, and then also you remember where he came from. You remember who he was coaching. Those players have similarities. So I'm not saying that they're going in there and they're about to be a run through the playoffs, but I think you will see a difference.
sure, for sure. And then we have when we talked about what's next for the Patriots, we had first he get out of the just Kim Hansen 185. He said, and I quote, "You probably won't have a super easy season again. I'm guessing they might maybe win half the games next season, and I think Drake is done. He's never going to come back from that miserable performance. It's going to shake his confidence for the rest of his life." That's going to confidence again. Now, that could be true if he lets it get so mental, but you act like this is the first year he ever played football. This kid wasn't even supposed to be drafted where he was. Trust and believe. He's a pro for a reason. I do get you can shake somebody's confidence, but their coach, Mike Vrabel, he had a guy by the name of Ryan Tannehill with a number 1 seed. Think about that for a second. I think he knows how to build up confidence a little bit. I don't think Drake makes confidence is gonna be shaken like that. What do you think, Doc? You think his confidence gonna what do you think on that?
Well, one thing I could say about this here is that I do believe it's going to it's always gonna have effect on a person. You know what I mean? Because he had a rough run in the playoffs, and of course, we know what happened in the Super Bowl. You know, the biggest thing is you're gonna have your critics with Drake May because of their schedule. You're gonna have your critics because how he performed in his first year. And then you're gonna have your critics, just because, you know, people are gonna say, next year's not gonna be the same. I'm one of those players, people that believe, and I do believe this. I don't think they're going to have the season next year that they had this year. I do not believe, but I don't think it's going to be a season where we say they go 3-14. I don't see that happening. Vrabel's not going to let that happen. Drake May, like you said, he's still a professional football player. They still have some pieces in line, but will they take a hit? Yeah, I think they will, take a hit off a few games here and there because I think I told you guys there were like 5 or 6 games, and maybe a few more than that, where they only won by a few points, and these was close games at the end, and that was with the schedule that they had this year. Now we know the schedule is going to be a little tougher coming up, next year. So they have to make sure they're conditioned to play football with each and every team that comes in before them. It's going to be some teams that's going to be good. It's going to be some teams that's going to be bad. But if they can, I don't care if you win by 1 point. If you can win games, you win games, and that's the way it is.
Hot take coming in.
The sport about it.
I think they still gonna win their division next year. I do, but I think they're gonna lose about 7, maybe 8 games. I said it before. I said it on the pod last time. I think they're gonna go down, and there's gonna be a situation where they're gonna have to have the tiebreaker against Buffalo, and one of them is gonna just have a one. Either they may have the same record, or they may have one win above, and that's what's gonna happen in that with them.
I,
So
I, I
I
can
don't
see
see
a
them going
10,
through.
10-7. I can see 10-7.
Yeah, like 10-7, 11-6, something like that is gonna be the division winner over there in that division next year. Next one, lastly, we want to respond to Michonne Marie. Listen, she said, I know I'm biased as a lifelong Hawks fan, talking about the Seahawks, who in their right mind could call themselves a football fan and with a straight face say that Seattle didn't belong in the Super Bowl. Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Can't nobody in their right mind say that with a straight face. It's called hate, Michonne. That's what it's called, Miss Michonne Marie. It's hate because you can't sit here and look at this team all year long and see what they do. You know that they beat the Rams twice and the 49ers twice, and both those teams had 12 wins. And the game that they lost to the Rams, which was a lot of people's Super Bowl favorite, they had 4 turnovers and lost by a field goal. Think about that. This guy turned the ball over 20 times in the regular season, and they still won 14 games.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're 100% right, and I agree. If somebody is saying that they didn't belong there, they're fools. They're complete fools, and they have a problem with not the the Seahawks. They have a problem with Sam Darnold. I'm gonna tell you right now. If they have a problem with the Seahawks as a team, they definitely they got issues because that's there's not a problem there. They got a problem with Sam Darnold, and they just didn't want to see him win.
they
And
didn't want to see him win. It's like
yeah,
the Trent Dilfer days and stuff like that. But Sam played better than that. Sam still had 202 yards. It ain't the greatest and touchdown. No turnovers the entire playoffs. Man, stop it. You know who said it most? Let me tell you who said that most. It was those 49er fans and those Ram fans. That's where I heard it from most. I don't hear that much from other people talking about Seattle. Now they talk about the Patriots, but you know where the Patriots come from. They come from that hate from a few of the other teams, the Denvers, the Bills, stuff like that. Because my team should have been there type of stuff. But
yeah,
anyways,
yeah, yeah, you're right. But just let you know, the Titans almost got that ass though, Seattle.
hey, almost ain't good enough. Almost ain't. But
Oh, man.
next year, I told you, I think the Titans gonna be better next year. We'll talk about that a little later, though. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Dabo. Hey,
Sure.
y'all, listen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on subscribe. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify. Get it in. We talk back. We talk back, right, Doc? We talk back because all we want to do is sport about it. We want to sport about it because we want to get in our jabs, talk our stuff. But remember this, though. Our opinions, are your facts. All of our opinions are your facts. And you know that's what it is because when we say it, you believe it. Let's get it in. Dabo, I catch you next time. You good?
I'm good. Knicks in 3.
Oh, 3. They don't even. He's delusional because he said
Knicks
in
in
3.
4. Knicks in 4.
He a little delusional. You got to forgive him. He ain't used to this,
I've
y'all.
been
He is
drinking.
not used to this. He ain't
I've
used
been
to
drinking.
the having the opportunity. So, hey, peace
I
out.
haven't been on
We
in a
catch
while.
you later
That's
on.
what it is.
Yeah, it's been a long time since y'all. You know what? When y'all were in the playoffs before, it was a 5-game series. When y'all did have a chance to win, they had 5-game
That's
series back in the day.
there you
They ain't
go.
got that
There
no
you go.
more.
Gosh, dog. If we only win 3, we're out of there.
You go, Knicks in 3, exactly.
Right.
Good job. Good talking. Peace out.
Peace.